Hey guys, how's it going? This is going to be my video tutorial for performing the Puppet Ganon cutscene skip for real-time speedruns. The basic gist of how this trick works is we'll be getting storage, we'll clip out of bounds to the point where I'm at now here, then we'll throw a bomb such that it lands in the loading zone precisely in this corner here. We'll then leaf into that corner, and if you've timed it correctly and your positioning is good, Link will touch the loading zone with the leaf, the bomb will detonate, which will end up knocking you into the void. Both the void and the loading zone trigger at the same time, and that ends up causing the cutscene to not trigger. There are several components to this, but we'll be breaking it step by step, so you'll definitely, truly be a master by the end of this video. Before then though, I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like when we're all done here. Simple enough. Okay, let's go ahead and break that down. Okay, so first step is we need to get storage. Now the best place I've found to get storage is along the railing. This is all actually standable ground if you can get up there. Best way I found is just a side hop leaf. Just like that. You can do it anywhere. Everything is laggy on my emulator right now, so excuse the poor performance. Somehow I managed to get that. Now that we have storage, we need to get back up there again, because this time we're going to clip out of bounds. Okay. Now, to get out of bounds, we're going to climb on, we're going to ledge grab this pillar right here. And it's actually super precise and kind of stupid, but I came up with a little setup that makes it consistent. Maybe you have something that you like better, but whatever your floats are about, this is what I do. I set it along the pillar here, get along the wall here, go into C up, and I line up the B button so that it lines up with this pillar, just like that. Now from here, do not roll. For some reason that causes it to not work most of the time. And then all you gotta do is just hold L and up and time the ledge grab. Everything is lagging in my emulator, so I'm gonna make a save state right now because I'm surely gonna miss this. It's really not precise, I'm just bad. I'm making excuses for myself. There we go. Okay, now that we're here, do not hold up. If you hold up, you're gonna fall. There's nothing you can do about it. All you have to do is I just retarget, and you want to slide over to the right. I'm gonna wait for 6 pats. I don't know what you want to call it. Just a pit-a-pat of him going to the right. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just like that. From here, all I have to do is just hold up. Just like that, we're out. Cool. When you climb up here, you actually have to hold up or you'll slide off. So just hold up. Hold up. Just like that. Simple enough. The dark nuts right now I don't have. They're not spawned. It may depending on your actor unloading setup. If you do this fast though, they don't bother you. They won't bother you until you ledge grab initially. And from there you have plenty of time to climb up. So they should never be a real factor if they load or don't. Now that we're out of bounds, let's go ahead and navigate to the loading zone. It's a little bit trickier than you might think actually. It's not really obvious where the actual standable ground begins and ends. You'll get used to it though with practice. Just the rule of thumb that I like to use is just stay close to what you can see. If you're in the blackness, you're probably getting too far. To begin the setup, all we're going to do is we're going to settle on the wall here. I'm pressing target to make sure that the camera is locked right in front of Link, and then I'm just going to be very careful and line it up so that his eyeball, his right eyeball, or the left one that we see here, lines up with the inbound / out of bounds wall here. This is not the precise part, so don't fret too much about lining this one up. From here, I just do 2 neutral rolls, just like that. Now we're in our initial position. To get the correct angle, this is the part that matters. If you are too far left, you will not hit the loading zone at all, so there's nothing to trigger to begin with. If you're too far right, it's not necessarily the end of the world, but it will reduce the number of frames that make the trick possible. The maximum possible that I've ever been able to find is 4 frames. Thankfully, the visual cue that I use is pretty straightforward to know if you got it. What I do is I line up this B button once again with this darkish texture. You see like there's like a little V here, this V thing. All I do is I kind of see where that V would cross. It's kind of vague. There's a way to check to see if you have a good angle afterwards, so don't worry too much about lining this part up. We'll double check it. Okay, now that we've got the angle, we're gonna go ahead and throw a bomb. Okay, so what we're looking for when we throw the bomb to know if we got a good angle is that the edge of the bomb here lines up pretty much flush with the wall here. So I'm a little bit too far left. It might work, but worst case is I won't even trigger the loading zone during the setup. So I'm going to be safe, let this expire, and readjust and aim a little bit more to the right. Just a little bit more. Perfect. So now you can see pretty much perfectly we're lined up with the wall here. Now that we have a good angle and positioning, we're ready to actually start executing this trick. As I was mentioning before, there's a 4-frame window where we can get hit by the bomb after triggering the loading zone for this to actually work. The way that we're going to do it here is we're going to be counting bomb flashes. Once we see the bomb flash that we like, we're going to side hop and leaf and then just hold up. There's no finicky stuff to it. There's no awkward control stick angles. You just hold up. Okay, so how do we know when the right timing is? Well, let's throw a bomb and let's take a look. Once we enter C up, what we're going to be looking for here is the first bright red flash. So there's our first bright red flash, and then we're looking for the dimmest possible frame of the bomb before the next flash. So it's getting dimmer, dimmer, probably as dim as it gets. At this point, the very first frame that it starts getting bright again is our indication. We do have a 4-frame window, so there are some leniencies to this. It's not cut and dry. You don't have to get this exact frame, but you want to get as close as you can. This is the ideal situation. With this frame, we're not quite done. We would like to just be able to side hop and leaf at this point, but take a look at the facing direction when I do that. I'm going to buffer all this frame advance. Take a look at how that facing direction changes. I don't know exactly what causes this, but my hunch is that it has something to do with being in the C up position. To get around that, what we'll end up doing here is when we find the frame that we like, we're going to hold target and C down. We're just going to hold C down and buffer a couple extra frames. So this does add an extra level of buffering that we need to do. The frame that I gave you before was kind of a lie. It wasn't necessarily the correct frame for when to side hop. It was the correct frame for a certain visual cue that we're going to look at here. So I'm holding C down and going through a couple frames. And here's our magic frame. Let's see where we can actually see the edge of this little ledge here. There's a little bit of space between the edge of the screen and this ledge. That's our visual cue. That's when we know that we have the best opportunity to get this trick. At this point, we would be in a pause buffered state. We'll unpause, and then we'll have 4 frames after the unpause to do a side hop, leaf, and then hold up. Now, again, this isn't frame perfect, so if you don't get this frame, if you get something like this frame, it's not the end of the world. All it means is that, A, if you really care, you can wait and try again, try another bomb toss, or B, know that you get 3 frames after the unpause. And likewise, if you're early, same idea. Okay, so now that we know what the ideal frames look like, we're ready to give this a go in real time. As your quick recap, we're going to wait for the big bright red flash here. That's pretty big, bright and red. Now we're going to wait for it to get dim again. We want it to get as dim as possible. I'd say I'm pretty close at this point. Now at this point, I hold target and C down and advance a few extra frames. And find that ideal frame where I can see the ledge and the edge of the screen. Okay, so I went a few extra frames. It's not potentially the end of the world. It just means that I have less frames for this side hop. Had I hit that frame, I would probably get 4 frames, but I think I was probably like 2 frames late, so I'll probably get 2 frames to get this side hop. Not the end of the world. So I'm going to unpause, side hop, and then pull leaf. The leaf pull needs to be the frame after the side hop. So if you're late, it's not going to work, but I'm going to pause again after pulling the leaf to see if I got it. If I didn't get it, I would just reset this and try again. But I'm going to make a save state so I can try again quickly. Okay, I think I definitely got the first frame. I'm listening for the sound of his side hop, whatever. The point is that I'm pretty sure I got it. At this point, I'm holding up, and I'm going to just cruise along holding up. I do need to do 1 leaf pump, and it does need to be a frame perfect one. So I need to press A to cancel and then leaf. And then just continue holding up, and you should get the skip. If you miss the frame perfect leaf pump, you can sometimes squeeze in a second one to not hit the ground, but that's the reason why we need that pump. So we'll see what happens. And there you go. And well, that's the trick. You probably noticed that there's definitely some precision to this. However, I tried to devise this setup in such a way that you'll always know if you're on good track to get the trick to begin with. So you can always retry if you get the wrong frame or you miss the side hop, stuff like that. There's never really any opportunity where you'll end up loading the cutscene or you'll end up voiding out early. And with that, that's the end of the video. If you have questions, let me know. Thanks.